Hey, Native Ladies, welcome back. This is session 2 of Native Ladies at Work, and today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. You know, here we are talking about the healthcare, we are talking about skin, body, mind, and spirit. But today is not just about skincare, it's not about diet. I want us to talk about making yourself the priority. Because if you don't fight for your health, you won't be able to fulfill your purpose. And that's very important, ladies. That's big. Okay? So I want to take you back, share a little bit of my testimony. A lot of people saw today that I posted I'm 100 pounds lighter, but I think it's only fair you understand the journey. May 2019, just after I lost my oldest sister, Christine, I was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer. And my oncologist found a tumor the size of a baseball on my left ovary and about 3 or 4 malignant cysts forming in my uterus. I couldn't breathe that day. I couldn't. But it was a grounding moment. And what I mean by grounding is that everything changed. I had to really think about what is my future going to be. But in the midst of that, I underwent a hysterectomy and the tumor was removed. They removed my uterus, fallopian tubes, and they removed the tumor. I still had my ovaries. And by the grace of God, I didn't have to go through IV chemo. I was given those chemo pills. The surgery was successful, and I thought that was going to be it. Here comes recovery. Yeah, no. Journey wasn't over. About 4 months later, I had more pain. And I had met my endurance with it. I had done as much as I could. October 2020, it was unbearable. I came back for more scans, and when they looked again, I had more malignant cells now forming on both ovaries, and they decided to remove my ovaries. At 35 years old, I became barren. That was a hard pill to swallow. That was like the jagged pill that would not go down, that, I wanted to cough up and spit in God's face. Yeah, that was like how pissed I was, that point of pisstivity. But if that was not enough, ladies, that's when my body took a complete turn. Now, I've never been small, right? But let's think about all these other things that started happening. Seizures, yeah. Fell down 2 flights of stairs, broke my leg. Blood sugar, yeah, woke up in the morning, it would be 415. Weight gain, yeah, out of control. By the end of 2025, by April of 2025, I was 415 pounds. I've always been a type 1 diabetic, but because of all of these drugs, my pancreas has only ever functioned as 10%. But now because of chemo pills and because of benzos and pain meds, my pancreas was functioning at less than 3%. So my doctors made a decision one day while my leg was still in the sling and my father was still rolling me around my house in a wheelchair because I could not walk. They thought it would be better that my pancreas be removed, and I was fitted for an internal system, and I was introduced to the insulin pump. This device, ladies, is my lifeline. I have no organ in my body that breaks down insulin and the food that I eat. This little machine does it for me in the internal tube. So let me be honest with you. Before things shifted, I was eating 1 meal a day. Lunch. That's it. During my planning period. Between teaching, lectures, chorus, music theory class, grading and pouring into others, meeting with other teachers, parent-teacher conferences, I poured nothing into myself. Yeah, nothing. And what was I drinking? Okay, root beer, I have a I have a naughty love relationship with strawberry Fanta. I still do. I do. But I was not drinking more than the 64 ounces of water, and I was just doing regular bottled water. I wasn't concerned about the type of water or electrolytes. So with soda, one meal, and not enough water, my body was holding on to everything. Everything. Yeah. So let's think about what sacrifice can be without your self-care, right? Let me be even more so transparent here, right? Even at my highest weight, 415 pounds, even on the days when my sugar was completely out of control, I had seizures at school, passed out, right? Even when I was beyond tired, running on fumes, I still showed up. I still taught class. I still showed up for my family. I make sure my niece's hair is done. Make sure my nephews were taken care of, especially right after cancer. It's a clean and shiny. Clean and shiny is our thing, right? With my Melody Fusion products, I make homemade body butters, and the bath bombs. Skincare is a big thing for me and my family. As I said, all of our native herbal remedies. I make sure their skin was right. I was making sure my baby's skins were right, right? I made sure their confidence was right. But mine, I didn't care. I didn't. My focus was building up my babies, or my students. I call them my boo-boo kiddies, right? I still have to admit, to a certain extent, I'm the most stubborn person in the world. No doubt. No doubt. I am. I wasn't, or let me say, I wasn't thinking about how I felt or how I looked or what was going on in my body or what my body was trying to tell me. My care for the longest time went to everyone and everybody else. I, by 2025, had put myself completely on the back burner. I did. And the truth is, it wasn't until my body started failing, even like my most recent situation of pneumonia, 3 weeks ago, that I had to stop and say, okay, yeah, we doing too much, Shelley. We're doing too much. Like, the revelation that came upon me at the beginning of 2025 was real. I'm going to forever say it. Kai and Adina, you messed me up. I needed a new rhythm, right? I needed a new battle rhythm, right? Because yes, I know what my assignment is. And it is rigorous, ladies. It is spiritual warfare. And my career, it requires me pouring into others daily, whether it's teaching students, leading worship, being a vessel in ministry. That's a lot. Being present for family, right? Our ladies, native ladies who are mommies, aunties, you are parental guardians. I mean, just hanging out there, right? You can be doing everything God has called you to do and still be neglecting your health. Are you going to choose you at some point in time? Are you? So I know how all of us feel about this sometimes. This is a self-conscious moment. So I'm going to just give you some scripture to support it, right? The word reminds us, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? That's what Mark 8:36 says. But I'll say it a little bit differently. Let's I always hand you the charge. What would it profit you to fulfill every assignment and lose your body and health in the process? Yeah. I still ain't got nothing for it either. Okay, so let's talk about something important. There are many natural foods, and I'm just talking for us, you know, we who are of color, Latino, African, Native American, a lot of things that take us out are renal failure, diabetes, all these things. So a lot of things we don't know that what create natural glucose raised, right? So whole milk, cheese, yogurt that is sweetened, eggs, especially how they're prepared. Boiled eggs are better than you frying, scrambling, and adding cheese to it. Pasta, bread, potatoes, corn, bananas, grapes, mango, processed juices. Do you have a juicer? Get a juicer, make your own juice. Doesn't have preservatives and added sweetener, right? Even these healthy foods convert into glucose. Red meat is insulin resistant. Mean that sugar just gonna be there and gonna break down that sugar and fat and protein is gonna be there until it's ready to get out of your body, right? You've got to consider all of these things and come up with a new strategy. Are you hearing me, ladies? It was only when I decided to align myself with God that the right help came to me. And I love you, Dr. Hindi. I love you. That man introduced me to a program that connects straight to my pump that's called Simple, right? Right? It connects straight to my pump. And it gave me structure and it gave me routine. So, for example, my structure is I have breakfast, I have lunch, I have dinner, and I have one snack every day. Then I fast, which is great because that's when I go to my private place. I pray. And what was happening is that the fasting was allowing my body to process the food I was eating. My insulin pump was regulating how much insulin was going through my stream. And my system, my digestive and respiratory system completely reset. My metabolism was raising, right? So when we think about snacks, you want snacks that are going to continue to sustain a healthy glucose, but also fill you up, right? Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, avocado, tuna, as I said earlier, a boiled egg, protein, berries, Greek yogurt, hummus, celery, right? I'm just naming the ones that have been my go-tos. And don't get me wrong, right? You have to put in the work because I tell you, I didn't like none of that mess when I got started. Yeah, right? The shift for me started in about May 25, and today, as I showed y'all, I'm 100 pounds lighter. From 415 pounds, probably a little bit more than 100 now, 415 pounds. I weighed in this morning at 299 pounds. With God, all things are possible. That's what Matthew 19:26 says. Okay? 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, my grace is sufficient for you. Right? I can't. Beloved, I pray that you prosper and be in good health. I pray you prosper and be in good health. Are y'all getting that? So listen to me, Native ladies, okay? You can be successful. You can be anointed. You can be called. And you can still be unwell. But God is calling us higher, right? Not just in purpose, but in your health. When are you going to start choosing you? This is your wake-up call. This is your daily reminder. This is your confirmation. Choose you. Because when you heal, you sustain the assignment God has given, right? Native ladies at work, we don't just survive, right? We thrive. God, you, family, then the body. One more time. God, you, family, We can't feed. We can't give. We cannot serve when we're running on empty. All right? Let's do something about it. All right? Love y'all. I'll see you back here at session 3. We'll be going into more recipes and everything and teach you some other herbal remedies for our vocal health. All right? I hope this is a rejuvenation, a restoration. It empowers you, it uplifts you. And that you know, here at Native Ladies, you are not alone. We will make it. We don't have a timer on our pruning seasons, right? God is going to remove stuff from us when He removes it. But at the same time, you have to be willing to put in the good work. And the good work applies to you too. Sometimes you just need to go sit your behind down somewhere, right? And as I said, that's a very difficult thing for me to do. I'm being completely transparent tonight, ladies. I am, because that's a very difficult thing for me to do. I will just keep on going and going and going and going. And the trigger is when, oh, okay, I can't move. The trigger is when this thing is beeping and buzzing and now I can't breathe, right? I had to get out of that. All right, I'm not really feeling good today. You all know, this was the first year in the 6 years I've been at my school that I used my PTO. First year. Been teaching a good minute. Never used my PTO. Never. But this year I did. Not just today. Not just today. Choose you. Going forward. Choose you. Right? God's gonna work out the rest. He's gonna work out the rest. Choose you. All right, ladies? May the Lord bless you and keep you. I'll see you back here soon, beautiful.